8 habits to heal your kidneys and prevent kidney stones. Are you unknowingly harming your kidneys with your eating habits? What you eat and how you eat them through daily repetition can increase the risk of kidney stones, putting your life at risk. The pain from kidney stones can be as intense as giving birth, usually coming in waves as the stone moves along the urinary tract. In the United States alone, about 33.5 million people get kidney stones, and the number is still rising. The good news is, you can protect your kidneys and prevent stones from forming with the right eating habits. And this video will show you exactly how. Later in this video, we'll share more important insights and practical tips on foods and supplements for your kidneys. Before we dive in, please note, all the information in this video is created by real people, thoroughly fact-checked, unbiased, and reviewed by qualified professionals. 8 eating habits to prevent kidney stones. 1. Limit salt and sugar intake. When you eat a lot of salty foods, your body has to get rid of extra sodium through your urine, and calcium gets flushed out right along with it. This can lead to calcium stones. And sugar, especially in drinks and processed foods, increases the levels of calcium and oxalate in your urine. Fructose, a type of sugar found in sodas and sweets, does something similar. It increases uric acid, which can lead to both uric acid and calcium stones. So what can you do? Cut back on processed foods, skip the sugary drinks, and reach for whole, fresh foods instead. Your kidneys will thank you. 2. Drink enough water. Water is your first line of defense against kidney stones. When you sweat from exercise or being in the sun, it reduces the amount of urine your body produces, giving stone-causing minerals a chance to settle and bond in the kidneys. Water helps dilute your urine, making it harder for stone-forming minerals like calcium to build up. When the urine volume increases, water flushes out excess minerals before they can crystallize into stones. However, many people don't realize just how dehydrated they are, and often do not drink enough water throughout the day. If you're producing 2 to 2.5 liters of urine a day, you're 50% less likely to develop kidney stones compared to those who produce less. An interesting thing to note is that not all water is the same. Research suggests that the pH of the water you drink could play a significant role in preventing kidney stones. A study exploring the effects of alkaline mineral water on kidney stone formation in mice revealed that mineral water with a pH of 8 or 9 was particularly effective in reducing crystal formation and preventing kidney damage. Mice fed high pH mineral water experienced reduced calcium oxalate crystal deposits. This water also reduced renal fibrosis, inflammation, and oxidative stress, factors that are directly linked to stone formation and overall kidney health. With these benefits in mind, adding alkaline water to your hydration routine could help reduce some of the factors that lead to kidney stones. So, how often should you drink water to ward off kidney stones? If you've had kidney stones before, aim to drink enough fluids to produce about 80 ounces, or 2.5 liters, of urine each day. For general prevention, aim to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water daily. Increase your intake if you live in a hot climate or work out often. Spread it throughout the day to ensure consistent hydration. If your urine is pale yellow or clear, you're on the right track. When you are dehydrated, your urine turns yellow or amber and may have a strong smell. However, don't drink too much water daily to prevent electrolyte imbalance. If you are an endurance athlete, mixing water with electrolytes and a small amount of sugar can help replenish fluids lost through sweat better. Try to avoid artificial sweeteners, which can disrupt your rehydration efforts. Water is your healthiest and most effective choice, but other fluids like coffee and citrus drinks can also count toward your overall fluid intake. Choose options like chicken broth, oral rehydration salts, or coconut water. Are you enjoying our video so far? If so, please give us some hints by dropping a like, and we'll make more content like this. 3. Less animal protein, more plant-based protein. Excessive consumption of animal protein, like meat and poultry, can increase the risk of developing stones by raising the excretion of calcium, oxalate, and uric acid in your urine, while also lowering the pH and citrate levels. All of these changes create a perfect environment for kidney stones to form. Also, Animal proteins include purines that break down and cause stones. According to recent research, although high-protein diets may seem risky for kidney stone formation, it's really about the overall dietary pattern and ensuring there's a balance between acidic and alkalizing foods. Including enough alkalizing foods like fruits and vegetables can help offset the acid load that comes with a protein-heavy diet. These alkalizing foods help to raise urine pH, which is key in preventing the formation of calcium oxalate stones. In fact, your kidneys process plant and animal proteins differently. According to Nutrition Facts, after eating tuna, your kidneys work 36% harder within 3 hours. But when you eat tofu with the same amount of protein, your kidneys often don't have to work any harder than usual. In other words, eating less animal proteins may take more stress off your kidneys. Try to restrict your animal protein intake to 0.8 to 1.0 grams per kilogram of your normal body weight each day. Plant-based sources of protein like beans, lentils, and dried peas are low in oxalate, making them a fantastic and healthier alternative. Adding these options to your meals can help get the protein you need without the downsides that come with animal protein. If you're a vegetarian, you can absolutely get enough protein from plant-based sources. This dietary adjustment can be especially helpful if you're prone to oxalate kidney stones. To strike a healthy balance, consider using more legumes, tofu, and nuts. 4. Be mindful of oxalate-rich foods. Foods like spinach, beets, and nuts are high in oxalates. When you eat oxalate-rich foods, oxalate binds with calcium in your intestines. If you're not getting enough calcium from food, oxalate has nowhere to go but your kidneys, where it can form stones. But you don't have to completely avoid these healthy foods. Just pair them with calcium-rich foods like yogurt or milk, so that the oxalate and calcium bind together in your gut rather than in your kidneys. That way, it's less likely to form stones. Next time you're enjoying a leafy green salad, toss in some cheese or have a glass of milk with it to help your body handle the oxalate load. 5. Monitor calcium consumption. The term calcium oxalate kidney stones has long led to a misconception that eating more calcium causes more stones. Contrary to what many might think, calcium is your friend when it comes to preventing oxalate stones. In 2002, the New England Journal of Medicine published a study involving 120 men with recurring kidney stones. These men follow two different diets, one group with low calcium, which is 400 milligrams per day, and another with normal calcium intake, which is 1,200 milligrams per day. The men assigned normal calcium intake had 51% less stone recurrence risk over 5 years than those on the low calcium diet. The low calcium group also had more oxalate in their urine. Further studies have explored that when you eat calcium, it binds to oxalate in your intestines. This helps prevent oxalate from being absorbed into your bloodstream and ultimately lowers the amount that ends up in your urine. Try to enjoy calcium-rich foods, such as milk, yogurt, and cheese, alongside oxalate-rich foods like spinach, beets, and nuts. The oxalate is then more likely to bind with calcium in your stomach and intestines. This pre-digestion binding reduces the amount of oxalate reaching your kidneys, lowering the likelihood of stone formation. So remember, it's important to keep a balanced diet that includes those calcium-rich foods instead of cutting them out. If you're someone who tends to form calcium oxalate stones, include 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium in your diet daily. A cup of low-fat milk gives you 300 milligrams of calcium. Other dairy products, such as yogurt, mozzarella cheese, and cottage cheese, are also great sources. And if you're lactose intolerant, try tofu, canned salmon or sardines, and calcium-fortified orange juice or low-lactose dairy products to meet your needs. If you're thinking about calcium supplements, remember to have them with food. Taking them on an empty stomach can actually increase the risk of calcium oxalate stones. Aim for 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium daily, ideally from 3 servings of dairy alongside your meals. The goal is to get just the right amount of calcium, not too much. Getting the recommended amount can help prevent stone formation. For those interested in the evidence, the studies supporting our claims are provided in the link in our description box. 6. Include citrus fruits. Does dealing with recurring kidney stones seem frustrating even though you're drinking plenty of water? Hydration is key to diluting the stone-forming substances in urine, but sometimes it's not quite enough. Citrus fruits can step in and offer additional help. Lemons and limes aren't just for flavor, they're packed with citrate, which helps prevent kidney stones in many ways. First, citrate binds to calcium in urine. Through this binding, citrate forms complexes that dissolve easily, stopping calcium from forming stones with oxalates. Second, citrate helps break the bond between calcium and oxalates, which can prevent existing kidney stones from growing larger. Third, once citrate enters your body, your liver turns it into bicarbonate, making your body more alkaline. This alkaline load means the kidneys absorb less citrate, allowing more of it to flow into your urine, where it can help stop stones from growing or forming in the first place. Increased urinary citrate is especially helpful for people with low citrate levels in their urine, as low citrate can contribute to kidney stone formation. Besides providing you with citrate, consuming citrus juices increases fluid intake, diluting your urine and flushing out stone-forming minerals. Try adding half a cup of lemon or lime juice concentrate, equivalent to the juice of 2 lemons, to your water each day. Note that citrus fruits are acidic, so drink your cup using a straw and rinse your mouth with water after that. If you're not a fan of citrus or have acid reflux or gastroesophageal reflux disease, or GERD, citrate pills are a good alternative. 7. Eat more magnesium-rich foods. Magnesium might not get all the attention, but it's a key player in the fight against kidney stones. This mineral can help reduce the amount of oxalate by binding with oxalate in the digestive system. This helps keep oxalate absorption low, making it harder for kidney stones to form. Plus, magnesium binds with oxalate in your urine, further reducing the amount of calcium oxalate. Eating a magnesium-rich diet, like the DASH diet, has been shown to decrease the risk of kidney stones. It works by increasing your urinary pH and reducing calcium oxalate. A 2013 clinical trial published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition treated 55 patients with recurrent renal calcium stones using 500 milligrams of magnesium daily for up to 4 years. Results showed a remarkable reduction in stone episodes. In fact, 85% of treated patients stayed stone-free, much better than the 41% in the group that didn't get magnesium. This study highlights magnesium as a simple solution, with big results in preventing kidney stones. According to Dietary Reference Intakes, DRIs, women should get 310 to 320 milligrams of magnesium daily, while men need a bit more, around 400 to 420 milligrams. If you're looking to boost your magnesium, reach for nuts and seeds, such as almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, oat bran, and peanuts. Just 1 ounce, which is about a small handful of these, can give you over half of your daily magnesium needs. But remember, some nuts and seeds are high in oxalate. Legumes like black beans, edamame, soybeans, and tofu are also great sources. 8. Eat more cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, bok choy, and kale are superstars when it comes to preventing oxalate kidney stones. This is because they are high in some unique stone-fighting compounds like phytochemicals, fiber, and potassium. One of the key mechanisms through which cruciferous vegetables help prevent kidney stones is by reducing urine acidity. This is important because an acidic environment is a favorable condition for stones to be formed, particularly those formed from calcium oxalate. Additionally, cruciferous vegetables are rich in potassium. Simply put, potassium helps our body balance minerals in the blood and reduces the amount of calcium lost through urine. By reducing calcium loss, cruciferous vegetables help prevent the crystallization process that leads to stone formation. You can enjoy cruciferous vegetables in salads, steamed dishes, or as part of your favorite meals. To keep your diet balanced, the American Dietary Guidelines recommend that adults aim for at least 2.5 cups of vegetables daily, including 1.5 to 2.5 cups of dark green vegetables like cruciferous vegetables every week. If you have iodine deficiency or hypothyroidism, be cautious that cruciferous vegetables may affect iodine absorption and thyroid function, worsening your condition. Avoid these foods to prevent kidney stones. From previous sections, we've learned that oxalate kidney stones form due to various factors, including insufficient water intake, specific foods and drinks, medical conditions, family history, and medications. When it comes to diet, it is advised to reduce oxalate intake and discuss high oxalate foods. Oxalate itself is naturally occurring in foods like spinach, almonds, cereal grains, and beet. Consulting a dietitian can help adjust your diet to prevent kidney stones while ensuring balanced nutrition. A diet high in animal protein, salt, and sugar, but low in vegetables and fruits, can change your urine chemistry. This can lead to conditions favorable for stone forming, such as low urine pH and high levels of calcium, uric acid, and oxalate. One of the most important but often overlooked things to reduce the risk of kidney stones is limiting sugar intake. Choose fruits like bananas, melons, and peaches for their nutrients, such as potassium, which supports kidney health, instead of sugary drinks and desserts. Additionally, try to avoid salty foods, as high sodium levels increase the risk. Check labels on processed foods, as they often contain high salt levels. Excessive animal protein may also increase the risk of kidney stones. Limit meat intake to 8 ounces per day. Maintaining a healthy body weight is also important, since being overweight can contribute to kidney stone formation. Stay on track by keeping up with regular exercise and a healthy, balanced diet. If you try to eat less foods high in oxalate, like spinach, to prevent kidney stones, you might miss out on important nutrients. This can make it hard for some people to adhere to a low oxalate or low calcium diet. Rather than solely eliminating high oxalate foods that trigger oxalate absorption and formation, researchers are exploring supplements that can help break down oxalate, potentially offering a new strategy for preventing kidney stones. In fact, there are many types of vitamins and minerals that can help you prevent kidney stones and the awful pain they bring. The best part is that many common foods are rich in these nutrients. Let's explore what they are. 7 supplements to prevent kidney stones. 1. Vitamin A supplement. Clinical studies suggest that people with kidney stones might have lower vitamin A levels in their bodies. In a 2023 study published in the Journal of Urolithiasis, researchers looked at data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, NHANES, on adults who weren't taking supplements. Out of 9,777 people surveyed, nearly 10% had experienced kidney stones. People with inadequate vitamin A intakes were 33% more likely to have kidney stones compared to those with enough vitamin A. Low vitamin A was also linked with almost twice the risk of recurring stones. There are some good explanations for that. One is that vitamin A might help lower oxalate levels while increasing urine pH and citrate levels. Why is it important? When your urine lacks citrate or becomes too acidic or low pH, this creates the perfect conditions for more oxalate to enter the urine and form stones. Studies showed supplementation with high doses of vitamin A can reverse these conditions. Moreover, vitamin A helps keep the lining of your gut healthy, making it less permeable or leaky. This is important because a leaky gut lets more oxalate get into the blood. In contrast, a strong gut lining can keep blood oxalate levels in the normal range, lowering the risk of kidney stones. A healthy gut lining also keeps toxins and harmful bacteria out of the blood, preventing inflammation, a condition that can worsen kidney stones. Plus, vitamin A acts as an antioxidant, which can help reduce oxidative stress that damages kidney cells. Vitamin A exists in 2 forms: provitamin A, such as beta-carotene from vegetables, and preformed vitamin A, like retinol and retinol esters from animal sources. Inside your body, provitamin A is converted into active vitamin A, or retinol. Since the body absorbs these forms differently, the recommended daily intake for vitamin A is given as retinol activity equivalents, or RAE for short. For reference, 1 microgram of RAE equals 1 microgram of retinol, 2 micrograms of beta-carotene from supplements, or 12 micrograms of beta-carotene from food sources. This is because our body can absorb 75 to 100% of retinol from foods, but only 10 to 30% of beta-carotene. Cooking the foods can help the body absorb beta-carotene better. According to the Food and Nutrition Board, FNB, Adult men should aim for 900 micrograms of RAE a day, and women need 700 micrograms. But before looking at supplements, it's a smart idea to get vitamin A from your food. Beef liver stands out as the top source of performed vitamin A, offering about 243% of the daily value, or DV for short, in just 1 ounce. Fish liver oils, dairy products, like milk, butter, and cheese, and egg yolk also contain vitamin A, but in smaller amounts. The other form, provitamin A, naturally occurs as carotenoids, such as beta-carotene, which is found in bright yellow and orange vegetables like sweet carrots, potatoes, and pumpkins, and fruits like cantaloupes and mangoes. Dark green leafy vegetables are also a good source of beta-carotene. But patients with kidney stones may need to avoid certain green leafy and yellow-orange veggies like spinach and rhubarb due to their high oxalate content. You can still choose vitamin A sources that are low in oxalates, such as kale and broccoli. Turning to supplements, vitamin A is fat-soluble, so to improve absorption, take this vitamin alongside meals or snacks that contain some fat. Also, try taking zinc along with vitamin A. They work together in the body, and having enough zinc helps ensure vitamin A does its job properly. Vitamin A supplements come in different forms: retinol acetate, retinol palmitate, and beta-carotene. Note that single supplements typically contain about 3,000 micrograms RAE, which is much higher than the daily value of 700 to 900 micrograms. Multivitamins usually contain 750 to 1,050 micrograms RAE. Can taking too much vitamin A be harmful? Excessive vitamin A and other fat-soluble vitamins will be stored in the liver, and too much of the vitamin can build up over time, possibly causing severe headaches, aching muscles, blurred vision, and even coma. Pregnant and breastfeeding women should avoid high doses of performed vitamin A supplements, especially a dose of over 3,000 micrograms RAE. Too much of this form can cause birth defects and worsened child behavior. The FNB also advises the general public to avoid taking provitamin A supplements, such as beta-carotene, unless they need them to prevent a vitamin A deficiency. Patients with chronic kidney disease, or CKD for short, typically have high vitamin A levels, so supplementation is not advised unless they have been receiving parenteral nutrition for over 2 weeks or have a confirmed deficiency. Always consult your doctor before starting any vitamin A supplements. 2. Vitamin B6 supplement. Remember the 2023 study using NHANES data on vitamin A? In addition to vitamin A, the study also revealed that a low intake of vitamin B6, or pyridoxine, was associated with almost double the risk of having recurring kidney stones. Vitamin B6, similar to vitamin A, is crucial for regulating oxalate levels. Approximately 50 to 60% of oxalate originates from a compound called glyoxylate. In the liver, vitamin B6 aids in converting glyoxylate into glycine, an important amino acid, instead of turning it into oxalate. If there isn't enough vitamin B6, glyoxylate may be converted into oxalate. That's why supplementing with vitamin B6 can help treat certain conditions and complications related to kidney stones. For example, there is a rare inherited disorder called primary hyperoxaluria, or PH for short, in which a genetic mutation causes too much oxalate to be produced. There are 3 types, with type 1 called primary hyperoxaluria 1, or PH1 for short, being the most common, accounting for 90% of cases. PH1 is particularly severe and can cause early kidney failure. Studies show that vitamin B6 supplements help about 30 to 50% of people with PH1. One study recorded urine oxalate levels to drop by over 30% after 6 months of treatment. It's important to note that only a small number of people with kidney stones have PH1, meaning that not many patients will benefit from taking vitamin B6. In fact, no randomized controlled trials have successfully proved that vitamin B6 helps with kidney stones in people with hyperoxaluria from all causes. Some older, uncontrolled studies involving small numbers of patients with kidney stones suggest that taking 10 to 500 milligrams per day of vitamin B6 might reduce oxalate in urine and the risk of stone recurrence. However, some long-term, larger-scale studies did not find a clear link between vitamin B6 intake, doses of 200 to 300 milligrams per day, and the risk of kidney stones. People with PH1 will receive instructions from their kidney specialist, where vitamin B6 is considered a medication, not just a supplement. It's best to get tested for PH1 or vitamin B6 deficiency before taking supplements. People with autoimmune problems, late-stage kidney disease, those on dialysis, or those who drink a lot of alcohol may not get enough vitamin B6. As far as the general recommended daily intake for vitamin B6, if you're 19 to 50, you'll need 1.3 milligrams each day, according to the FNB. Men over 50 should aim for 1.7 milligrams, and women over 50 need 1.5 milligrams. Most multivitamins contain about 1.5 to 5 milligrams of vitamin B6. But before turning to supplements, vitamin B6 can be found in many foods. Some of the best sources are fish, beef liver, chickpeas, potatoes, starchy veggies, and fruits, except citrus fruits. Eating a cup of chickpeas or a standard 3-ounce portion of tuna or beef liver provides more than half of your daily vitamin B6 requirement. Vitamin B6 is also found in other legumes, meat, yeast, nuts, bananas, and avocados. Getting too much vitamin B6 from food generally doesn't cause problems. No side effects have been reported when people take up to 500 milligrams per day. However, taking high doses of vitamin B6 supplements, 1 to 6 grams daily over time, could cause a type of nerve damage called peripheral neuropathy. The recommended upper limit is 100 milligrams daily for adults. If you want to supplement this vitamin for health reasons like reducing oxalate, never do so without guidance from a physician. 3. Herbal supplements. If you're looking for more natural ways to keep kidney stones at bay, consider taking herbal supplements. Certain herbs act as natural diuretics, helping your body flush out excess minerals through urine. Diuretics increase urine flow, and more urine means less chance for stones to form. Some herbs to look into include dandelion root, nettle leaf, and parsley. Dandelion increases urine output, which helps to flush out toxins, reduce water retention, and prevent stone formation. Nettle leaf helps reduce the buildup of oxalate and uric acid in the body. The herb also provides antioxidants, which protect the kidneys from oxidative stress. Oxidative stress results from an imbalance of unstable molecules called free radicals and antioxidants. This condition can damage kidney cells and lead to an increased risk of stone formation. By reducing this damage, nettle helps maintain optimal kidney function. Parsley is not just a culinary herb. It's a potent natural diuretic that has been used for centuries in traditional medicine to support kidney health. It helps to increase the volume of urine, which aids in the elimination of waste materials and prevents stone formation. Before reaching for herbal supplements, it's best to be mindful of some effects they may have. Some herbs can interact with prescription medications. It's essential to consult a healthcare provider before incorporating any new herb, especially if you're on medication. 4. Vitamin D supplement. Avoid excessive intake. Vitamin D plays a big role in how your body absorbs and removes calcium, which helps prevent stones. As we mentioned before, getting enough calcium as the calcium-oxalate bond forms in the gut rather than the kidneys. Vitamin D works by helping your intestines absorb calcium from food. The active form of vitamin D, called 1,25-OH2D, attaches to receptors in the intestines, making it easier for calcium to be absorbed. Plus, in the kidneys, vitamin D aids in reabsorbing calcium. About 70% of this happens naturally in one part of the kidney. In another area, vitamin D boosts the efficiency of calcium transport by increasing levels of special proteins that assist in this process. This way, our body maintains the right balance of calcium. This action helps reduce the amount of free calcium that can bind with oxalate to form stones. Additionally, vitamin D boosts the immune system, which helps maintain a strong gut barrier and reduces oxalate absorption. Earlier, we mentioned that magnesium helps prevent kidney stones, and vitamin D helps magnesium get into the urine. So, a combination of vitamin D and magnesium might be considered in kidney stones. Low vitamin D levels can increase inflammation, which might contribute to kidney stones. In fact, vitamin D deficiency is common among patients with kidney stones. Getting enough vitamin D is necessary for those with any stage of kidney deficiency. The Institute of Medicine, IOM, recommends a daily intake of 600 IU, or international units, or 15 micrograms of vitamin D. If you feel tired or have low energy, along with bone or muscle pain, it's a good idea to get your vitamin D levels checked. It also might be worth checking them once a year to prevent deficiency. In fact, it's not so hard to get enough vitamin D. We can get vitamin D through sunlight and small amounts from food sources. This can be enough for adults to meet requirements. Great dietary sources are fatty fish, including tuna, salmon, mackerel, and herring, fish liver oil, mushrooms, egg yolks, liver, and fortified milk. Eating a 3-ounce serving of trout or salmon can give you more than 70% of the recommended daily value, while one egg yolk can give you about 10%. Most plants don't contain vitamin D, but some types of mushrooms like maitake or portobello do have significant amounts of D2. Vitamin D supplementation should be personalized and based on your doctor's recommendations. Those supplements come in 2 forms: D2, also known as ergocalciferol, and D3, also known as cholecalciferol. D3 may be better absorbed and stay in your system longer. Some new types of vitamin D can be even more beneficial. For example, extended-release calcifediol is a strong type of vitamin D that boosts your vitamin D levels more effectively without raising calcium levels in urine. Maxicalcital, a newer form of vitamin D, is also less likely to cause high calcium levels. Other forms like doxorcalciferol and paracalcital also show fewer side effects compared to the older forms of vitamin D. To make sure your body absorbs these supplements well, take them with food that contains fat. However, some may worry that taking too much vitamin D might lead to more calcium being absorbed in the gut and ending up in the urine, increasing the risk of kidney stones. We will discuss the risk of excessive vitamin D in kidney stone formation later in this video. Now, let's move on to the next supplement on the list. 5. Vitamin K2 supplement. Vitamin K deficiency is common in people with kidney failure. In one study, 50% of patients with CKD had functional vitamin K deficiency, which was linked to unwanted calcium deposits, or calcification, and kidney stones. Normal calcification occurs in bones and teeth, where calcium is used for strength and structure. But if there's too much calcium in the body, it might go to places it shouldn't, like your arteries or kidneys. In the arteries, calcification can cause arterial wall stiffness, the hardening of the blood vessels, and heart disease, and when it accumulates in the kidneys, it can form stones. The good news is that vitamin K2 can help direct calcium to your bones and joints, keeping your arteries and kidneys safe. Simply put, vitamin K2 helps prevent calcium salts from forming crystals by activating the matrix glab protein, or MGP for short, in the kidneys. Once MGP is activated, it can bind to calcium ions, stopping them from forming crystals that cause kidney stones. This action keeps calcium from building up in places where it shouldn't, like in soft tissues, and helps maintain healthy kidney function. By keeping those calcium deposits to a minimum, MGP helps our blood vessels stay flexible and lowers the risk of kidney stones and kidney-related complications. Note that vitamin K2 is distinct from vitamin K1, the vitamin mainly involved in blood coagulation and typically present in a single structural form in the liver. In contrast, vitamin K2 comes in various forms called menaquinones and is found throughout various tissues in the body. To boost your vitamin K2 intake, enjoy fermented foods like fermented vegetables, dairy products, particularly cheese, sour cream, and fermented soybeans, but the amount depends on how they're made. Chicken breast, liver, beef, pork, dairy, and eggs also provide a decent amount of vitamin K2. Natto, a Japanese dish made from fermented soybeans, is high in this vitamin. Just a 3-ounce serving gives you over 700% of your daily value. The FNB suggests that adult men and women need 120 and 90 micrograms of vitamin K a day, respectively. Most multivitamins include some vitamin K. For higher doses, you can find supplements with just vitamin K, typically providing 100 to 120 micrograms, or combined with calcium, magnesium, or vitamin D, and some of these can have up to 4,050 micrograms. The FNB hasn't set a maximum limit for vitamin K because no adverse effects have been reported. Vitamin K2 supplements don't cause health problems, even at high doses, such as 15 milligrams 3 times a day. However, always consult your doctor about the need to limit this vitamin if you have any health problems. Taking vitamin K2 supplements with a meal may improve absorption, as it is a fat-soluble vitamin. 6. Probiotic Supplement. Probiotics are becoming a popular area of research for their potential to prevent kidney stones, especially because of their role in balancing gut health. You might not think about it often, but the bacteria in your gut can actually influence the risk of forming kidney stones by affecting what gets absorbed into your body and what ends up in your urine. For instance, people who suffer from recurrent calcium kidney stones tend to have lower microbial diversity in their gut compared to those who don't form stones. Specifically, they're often missing certain beneficial bacteria, like Oxalobacter formigenes. This bacterium is especially important because it feeds on oxalate. When Oxalobacter formigenes is present in the gut, it helps reduce the amount of oxalate absorbed from food, which means less oxalate ends up in the kidneys and less chance of stone formation. Interestingly, people who take antibiotics frequently are more likely to have low levels of Oxalobacter formigenes, which could be one reason why they're more prone to developing kidney stones. Antibiotics can disrupt gut bacteria and make it harder for beneficial strains like Oxalobacter formigenes to thrive. People who have Oxalobacter formigenes in their system have a 70% lower risk of recurring kidney stones. Additionally, daily consumption of Oxalobacter formigenes has been shown to reduce urinary oxalate levels in those eating a diet high in oxalate. A special type of E. coli bacteria can also help break down oxalate in your gut. This bacteria helps reduce the amount of oxalate appearing in urine. Some strains like Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium can also degrade dietary oxalate, lower its absorption, and reduce the risk of kidney stones. Similarly, E. lentum is capable of breaking down oxalate, particularly in the presence of bile salts. In our gut, Oxalobacter formigenes and Lactobacillus bacteria work together to break down oxalate salts using special enzymes, formal-CoA transferase and oxalyl-CoA decarboxylase. Probiotics can also aid digestion and potentially improve gut health. A healthy gut helps eliminate toxins and waste through stool, potentially easing the burden on your kidneys. You can easily enjoy probiotics by mixing them into water, adding them to yogurt, or taking some in capsule form. It's generally best to take probiotics with meals, especially those that include some fiber, as this can help the good bacteria thrive. For example, pairing probiotics with fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can give them an extra boost because fiber acts as food for the bacteria. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut are also excellent to include in your diet since they naturally contain probiotics. You can even consider combining probiotic supplements with probiotics, types of fiber that feed your gut bacteria like garlic, onions, bananas, and oats. As for frequency, a daily probiotic supplement is enough to keep your gut bacteria in check. If you've recently taken antibiotics, which can disrupt the balance of bacteria in your gut, it might be even more important to take probiotics for a few weeks to restore that balance. And while some people might want to start slowly if they're new to probiotics, over time, consistent use can help the beneficial bacteria thrive. 7. Vitamin E Supplement. People with kidney stones often have lower levels of vitamin E in their blood. Also, many patients having stones have trouble absorbing fat. Since vitamin E is fat-soluble, supplementing with it can help prevent a potential deficiency in these patients. Why is it important? Vitamin E is a potent antioxidant that protects kidney cells from damage caused by inflammation and oxidative stress. This type of damage is linked to various chronic diseases and kidney stones. Human studies find that people with high antioxidant levels are 27 to 33% less likely to get kidney stones than those with lower levels. Moreover, Increased oxidative stress can damage or alter the proteins that normally protect kidney stones. Taking antioxidants like vitamin E may help restore the function of these protective proteins and lessen oxidative damage. Most vitamin E supplements only provide alpha tocopherol. The natural form, labeled as D, comes in one form, while synthetic alpha tocopherol, labeled as DL, has 8 forms. Natural vitamin E is twice as effective as synthetic, meaning 1 mg of natural is equal to 2 mg of synthetic DL-alpha tocopherol. You need about 3 grams of fat to absorb vitamin E well. More fat won't make a big difference, but healthy unsaturated fats, like those from nuts, work better than saturated fats in fatty meats. Some supplements have a mix of forms other than alpha tocopherol, such as gamma tocopherol, tocotrienols, or mixed tocopherols. So far, alpha tocopherol is the only type of vitamin E that's recognized to meet human needs. For adults, the FNB suggests that adults should get 15 milligrams of alpha tocopherol daily. Be mindful that daily multivitamins typically have about 13.5 milligrams of vitamin E, but vitamin E only supplements can have 67 milligrams or more, which is much more than the daily requirement. Taking vitamin E supplements every day isn't advised because it can accumulate to toxic levels in your body. However, it's hard to establish exactly how much vitamin E is harmful because reports vary. In human studies, vitamin E doses from 24 to 1,206 milligrams per day haven't shown adverse effects. Still, high doses of vitamin E supplements can cause bleeding and hemorrhagic stroke, or severe bleeding in the brain. The FNB set the upper limit for vitamin E at 1,000 milligrams per day for adults. If you have kidney problems, taking higher doses of vitamin E, about 200 to 400 milligrams per day, for a short time might be helpful. Just do this with your doctor's guidance. Also, concerns about excessive vitamin E are mostly about supplements, not food. Specifically put, getting dangerously high doses of vitamin E from food alone is nearly impossible. So instead of taking supplements, get your vitamin E from a balanced diet. Nuts, seeds, and vegetable oils are great sources. Some examples are sunflower oil, wheat germ oil, hazelnut oil, and nuts like almonds, peanuts, and hazelnuts. However, keep in mind that some nuts and seeds can be high in oxalate. You can also find vitamin E in green leafy vegetables and fortified cereals. Before taking supplements, keep in mind that the nutrients discussed in this section can all be found in food. Most of us do not need to supplement a balanced diet. This simple fact is often overlooked in the pursuit of kidney health. If you are prone to kidney stones or have a history of stones, discuss with your doctor before taking any supplements. Many people are surprised to learn that vitamins they take for general health might actually increase their risk. Understanding these subtle triggers can help you make better choices to protect your kidney health. Let's discuss some common supplements that may increase the risk of kidney stones and what you can do to avoid them. Supplements that may trigger kidney stones. Vitamin C supplement. Vitamin C is great for your immune system, but too much of it, especially in supplement form, can increase your risk of stones. When your body breaks down excess vitamin C, it turns into oxalate, a major component of kidney stones. The ODS in the US recommends 75 milligrams for women and 90 milligrams for men, with a safe upper limit of 2,000 milligrams. The NHS in the UK recommends 40 milligrams of vitamin C daily for adults. They consider up to 1,000 milligrams the upper limit. So taking 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day, which many supplements provide, is closer to the upper limit and far from the recommended daily dose. The benefits of large doses are unproven, and studies have shown an increase in stone formation with doses of more than 1,000 milligrams per day. The good news is that only in rare cases, such as malnutrition or extreme dietary restrictions, is it necessary to take a vitamin C supplement. If that's the case for you, it's always a good idea to check with your doctor about alternatives. Unless your diet is particularly poor in this nutrient, focus on getting vitamin C from food like oranges or strawberries instead of high-dose supplements. Vitamin D supplement. Another concern is vitamin D, as we mentioned before. Many people worry that taking too much vitamin D might lead to more calcium being absorbed in the gut and then ending up in the urine. But is it true? You should be careful with excessive levels of vitamin D, particularly of its active form, calcitriol. Elevated calcitriol levels are linked to a higher incidence of stone formation. A study found that individuals with a history of calcium kidney stones had significantly higher levels of calcitriol compared to healthy controls. Excessive vitamin D intake was also linked to an increased risk of forming kidney stones in women taking calcium supplements, especially when taken without food. However, some studies found that long-term vitamin D supplements can increase calcium levels in urine, but this increase doesn't raise the risk of kidney stones. This could be because vitamin D has a larger role in the body than just managing calcium levels. In general, the risk of excessive vitamin D in kidney stone formation is still a matter of debate. The recommended doses of vitamin D may not increase the risk of stone formation, but people with certain genetic mutations might have a higher risk. Specifically, some individuals may be genetically predisposed to absorb more calcium or excrete higher amounts of it in their urine in response to vitamin D, even with normal calcitriol levels. If you have a family history of stones or have high calcium levels in your urine, monitor your vitamin D levels more closely. Taking a vitamin D supplement in this case might not be a good idea at all, especially in the summer when your body produces more of this vitamin. It's best to exercise caution when taking vitamin D. The FNB recommends that adults should not take more than 100 micrograms or 4,000 IU of supplemental vitamin D per day. If you feel the need to take more, do so under your doctor's supervision. Possible treatment for kidney stones. Let's say a stone does form. What then? Well, if they're small enough, you might be able to pass them naturally by drinking plenty of fluids and taking pain relief. However, for larger stones, there are some treatment options available. Hydration therapy. The first step in kidney stone treatment is increasing fluid intake to flush out small stones. Drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water per day helps to move stones through the urinary tract. Experts recommend maintaining clear or light-colored urine, as dark urine is a sign of dehydration, which can worsen the condition. Medications. Medications such as thiazide diuretics, allopurinol, or potassium citrate may be prescribed depending on the type of stone. Thiazide diuretics reduce calcium levels in urine, while potassium citrate increases citrate levels to prevent the formation of calcium stones. Surgical intervention. Surgical intervention is often recommended for larger stones that cannot pass naturally. Procedures like lithotripsy, which uses shock waves that break stones into smaller pieces, ureteroscopy, which involves using a scope to remove or break up stones, or percutaneous nephrolithotomy, which is the surgical removal of stones, may be required. These are generally reserved for stones that cause persistent pain, block urine flow, or lead to infections. Bottom line. Preventing kidney stones is all about maintaining balance in your diet, staying hydrated, and understanding the impact of your daily habits. In this video, we featured the key habits and supplements that can help prevent oxalate kidney stones. The best ways to prevent kidney stones are to drink lots of fluids to dilute your urine, consume citrus fruits for their citrate content, and include fiber-rich cruciferous vegetables to lower urine acidity. It's always important to avoid high oxalate foods and animal foods that can form stones. Many people who get kidney stones are low in certain nutrients and healthy gut bacteria, or probiotics. Being informed of them can greatly help to avoid this painful condition. But don't forget that consuming supplements isn't a guaranteed way to prevent kidney stones. In contrast, taking too many supplements without a doctor's advice can cause kidney stones and other health complications. Before you start taking supplements for kidney stones, try getting your nutrients from food first. It's hard to overdose on any nutrients from food, but it's easier to overdo it with supplements. A healthy, balanced diet contains many other beneficial compounds, including phytonutrients and antioxidants, along with everything a healthy adult needs. Consult healthcare providers for personalized advice, as no single food or supplement can fully prevent kidney stones. Now we want to send a big thank you to all our current subscribers and viewers. Your support inspires us to continue sharing valuable content. Hit the bell icon and turn on all notifications so you never miss a life-saving video. The sooner you spot kidney issues, the more you can do to keep things under control. If you're unsure about your kidney health and haven't been in a good shape recently, check out the video on the screen. Here, we cover all the possible symptoms, helping you spot kidney failure and take action effectively if needed. See you there. Stay informed, stay healthy,